Hey there, it's Bridget Lynn Dolgoff and Urban Farm Project and Conscious of Economics YouTube channel. I wanted to work on a trailer for my channel, and so wanted to put together some information. So I'm Bridget Lynn Dolgoff. My spiritual name is She Walks Among Stars. This is my YouTube channel. I was born a star child, but now I'm an adult. Most of us in the second wave haven't made it. We've either been put in psychiatric hospitals and, permanently lobotomized, or put on heavy medications, or in some cases murdered, or many of us have committed suicide. I came here fully awake and fully aware of everything going on, plus all the information that was downloaded into me before I came here. Have not been through the reincarnation cycle, which I call the heaven experience, which is just tractor beams pulling you into a computer experience which imprison you. And then they throw you back out into incarnation to slowly drain you dry until you no longer exist on a soul level. So the whole incarnation thing is a lie. You're not incarnating to achieve enlightenment. You're incarnating as a battery for them to fuel this system, and they have multiple other systems, including places where they actually eat people, humans. That's why they like us really fat right now. Anyway, I was born in two different bloodlines from my mother and my father. And these included herbalists, shamans, healers, prophets, and some exorcists. My grandmother on my mom's side, my great grandmother was a full-blown shaman, not native, but full-blown. Probably still today one of the most powerful, energetic beings that I've ever come across and seen with my own eyes. And her daughter was a prophet and exorcist, and she used her abilities through the Pentecost Church. So my life has kind of been laced with snake medicine, of the positive kind, not the derogatory kind, where basically the poisonous bite is transmuted into the medicine needed to cure or heal. So my first experiences with demonic entities or flyers or shadow people came when I was about 4 to 5 years old. And they used to try to communicate with me. The first one I ever physically saw was when I was 6 years old in the Pentecostal church when my grandmother released it from a woman's body. So, yeah, it's real. It's what we're dealing with. The beings who work behind all of in the shadows, behind everyone and everything that orchestrate a lot of behavior and violence. And they utilize this when we have our own hatred and rage and violence. So it's easy for them to use to push the button. The interests of this channel are my interests, and they're in shamanism, really old, ancient types of shamanism, farming, full scale and urban, and leaning towards biodynamic farming, Rudolf Steiner's work. And, that kind of moved into Weston Price's work and also Victor Schallenberger's work with water and air and soil and multiple amazing research that man did as well. Also, this channel has interest in animals, farm and domestic, in their health and how they're treated, um, and earth healing of the environment on earth. So I'm very much into what's going on with the environment, ceremonies, um, ancient customs, um, different types of ceremonies, rituals, non pagan, nutrition. And when I look at nutrition, I look at food as medicine and also microbial, which means helping the soil. Because the more that I study, the more that I realize like it's not so much nutrition, it's only data or information that's being presented into the body. However, when it's grown specifically with certain data and information, um, it reprograms everything, the DNA and the cells, in not a good way. And microbes are the only thing that can help us combat that, help us combat the poisons on the earth, the stuff in the water, the air. Um, and it all starts with microbial rich soil. And so that's why when you're a kid and you're playing in the dirt, you're a lot healthier. It's because you're ingesting, touching microbes. And microbes um, we're the first thing ever on this planet. We have like 50,000 microbes in each cell. And so if we don't have a relationship with microbes, and the food is too sterile, the earth is too sterile, all these things are too sterile, it doesn't really matter. You know how much nutrient you're eating. That's why it's important to grow your own food, because then at least you're eating some stuff that's microbial rich and hasn't been radiated and over cleansed and everything else in order to get onto your shelves. And organic food, um, yeah. So anyway, there's a whole other component to that. Okay, so um, also this channel's interest in energetic medicine and structural medicine, two other things that I do and have been doing for a long time. So I have been a practitioner and learning about shamanism since I was born. I'm born into a family where we have genetic ties very far back, ancient family lines. Um, I utilize shamanism in multiple aspects. I use it locally in everything that I do. I make products that help, especially people that have long distance problems on their land. I try to whip up some medicine that they can utilize, excuse me, to help cleanse out energies. I do travel. I do ceremonies. I do local seated sessions with people for shamanism type healing. And I also travel to do this work, and I see people long distance by Skype, and I do consulting, trying to help people with energies in their houses or energies that they're dealing with that aren't real positive. So I founded the Snake Clan to help people to get onto the Red Road and to be able to come in contact with different types of ceremonies and old ways. Um, and I have a private practice that I've had for over 30 years, and I do energetic and structural medicine or traditional osteopathic medicine on people and animals. And I'm a non medical, so I do not have a doctor of osteopath. Nowadays, a lot of them do surgery on people. They're just like Western medicine doctors, where traditional osteopath, goes back for thousands and thousands of years. I was trained at an early age with people who were older than me, and I've also been trained through what people may call the dreaming world. And also, when I get worked on, people who operate in the dreaming world, other kinds of shamans and medicine people, they work on me. For example, periodically they'll give me like pretty massive chiropractic type adjustments, but they're not chiropractic. They're more in the void between wake and asleep. And sometimes I'm levitated in the air, and there's a multi-dimensional being that I can't see that's holding me that will crack and make the correction. So it happens on lots of different levels. Sometimes in the dreaming world, I'm taken to different clinics, different kinds of help. In the dreaming world, and this is not dreams, this is another world where a lot of shamanic people have migrated to, and it's like a transfer station between different worlds. And also, trees in their humanish form will come to visit me and teach me medicine. And a lot of people have talked about this kind of stuff, like Black Elk and lots of other people. So it isn't something new. It's just, I think, because I was aware early on that I just have more of a connection and less blockages to access to a lot of other dimensions and worlds and other things. I have a private practice locally. I have clients who travel to see me. I do travel to see people sometimes. And I definitely travel to see animals, like especially horses and things of that nature, for my private practice in energy and structural medicine. I went back to school. I just really had felt like I was missing some components. So I shut everything down in my life. This is after stage 5 brain cancer that I healed. And I just really felt like I was missing a lot of things that this world had to offer as far as physical medicine, namely nutrition. And so I started working on trying to find internships and programs and permaculture, all kinds of stuff. And I ended up on farms, interning on farms where I learned biodynamics. So I went back to Rudolf Steiner College in Sacramento and studied biodynamics and phenomenology and nutritional, starting with the microbial processes of the soil to have nutrition. So that food as medicine, microbial medicine, eating compost, even that's rich in microbes to get those microbes back into your body. So I'm still messing around with my medical compost, which will be for ingestion for humans, for medicine. And everyone will be able to make their own. You won't have to go to anybody else once you learn how the process works, and have courage to eat dirt. um, I do a lot of nutritional consulting, mostly in inflammation, and other types of nutrient. Um, and mine's focus is always with growing at least 25% of your daily diet, which is super easy. Even with a small house and a small yard, you could annually grow. And so this is one of the things that I do is I go out and do builds. I consult. I do it locally, and I do to help people personally or commercially, or people who have farms that are having a hard time figuring out what some of the issues are or the health problems are. And my farming work always has this, foot in shamanism, what the energies are like first. When I step out onto land and take a look at what's going on, and getting that right before you put animals on it or trying to help it while the animals are there. So I teach locally. I work on people locally. I do farming locally. I travel for shamanism and energetic instructional medicine and farming, and do consulting, private sessions, from big to for helping people to kind of also some life coaching involved in shamanism as well. And all these things I can do by Skype video call, the long distance healing work, and products, my products that I make. And I will try to post some websites, links that kind of talk about some of this stuff that I've talked about. And my big thing is I hope to have some help so that I can teach online in the future, energy medicine, structural medicine, different aspects of farming, food as medicine, and some shamanism work. So that's I'm putting that out there as well for my wish list. But I'm Bridget Lynn Dolgoff, and you're watching Consciousness of Economics and Urban Farm Project channel. And thank you so much for subscribing and watching my channel, and hoping as I unravel my information will get crazier and crazier and more honest and more truthful, and we'll have a lot more farm builds and shamanism work and whatever else seems to come down the pipe. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.